Sure, it's baseball's opening day, the first round of the Masters, and National Burrito Day, but we have too much world football to talk about, don't we?
Well, maybe burritos, but we've definitely got to talk about Champions League.
Both UEFA and Concacaf varieties.
And Vince, I have a confession to make.
You're ready to embrace your American roots and root for the U.S.?
Not quite. Find out our football confessions and all of our reactions to Champions League next on Football Without Borders.
Come on in, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Football Without Borders. Did you hear my little twang on that? That was weird. So much football to talk about. Soccer of the Champions variety. But first, let me introduce today's co-host with me. Back again, Mexican international, former Liga MX and MLS defender, Mariano Trujillo. You're back.
Yes, I'm back.
You're back. You had some good predictions last week. I think that's why you're back.
I did. But I'm playing a different position today. You know, usually you have me in the center of the field. Now I'm on the wing, but I'm okay. I'm okay with it.
Because we have an incredible debut today.
All right.
She's a former Canadian national team player, a bronze medalist at the Olympics. Lauren Sesselmann's here. We're so excited to have you here and to have you on your debut. How excited are you?
I am just, you guys are legends, you know, so to be sitting here with you, I'm excited. I'm ready to have some fun today.
Awesome. All right, guys, but before we get going, please hit that like button down below. Share this video with your football friends and subscribe to the 110 Football YouTube channel so you're notified when the new shows and videos come out. So don't miss it. Come on.
All right, guys, it's that time in the show to talk about what's trending. And obviously what's trending in a week like this is Champions League. And the first thing right off the top that I want to talk about is that Atletico Manchester City game. It's a 1-0 game that everyone is talking about, and I think there's a reason.
Yes.
I think it was the formation, maybe.
I mean, okay. As a player, nobody wants to play against a bunker. Mm-hmm. And as a player, nobody wants to be the one implementing the bunker. But, City found a way when Foden came in, one of the substitutes off the bench, making an immediate impact. And De Bruyne, finishing that clinical shot, it was beautiful. So, City, but it wasn't the best game. Mm. Yeah, it wasn't the most entertaining.
I agree, yeah.
But City did what they had to do.
When was the last time you saw 2 banks of 5?
Actually, that was the first time. But if you're an average fan and you watch the game, you're like, that's boring, But if you are in love with the game, you're like, how are they going to break that? How are they going to break that? And honestly, defensively, that's a huge effort because you have to follow the ball, you have to move the ball, you have to close the spaces, you have to work as a unit. That's so funny. The heat map, yeah.
You can guess which end that was.
Yeah, and it is very tiring to play bunker. We had to do that in the Olympics against France. It was just shot after shot after shot, and when they finally broke down, City found the way in.
But what's interesting is their manager, Diego Simeone, he lives every minute with them. So as much as they might have been tired, does that help you, to pump you up throughout? Antonio Conte is similar in that regard.
Without a doubt, yes. They have to have a special bond and connection, players and coach, for the coach to convince the players to play that way for not just one game, for some years, right? They've been done it, they have been successful. So credit to Cholo Simeone and also the players because they're stick to the plan regardless of what's happening around them.
So Vince, I see you have an empty chair here today. What's that about?
Is that a surprise?
I'm glad you guys asked. We're lucky to be visited by a guy who appeared for Atletico Madrid 225 times over 9 seasons. He also played for Mallorca and Osasuna and was capped by Spain 8 times. So please welcome to the show, Antonio Lopez.
Ooh. Fellow left back. I love it.
We have the full backline.
We
have the full backline. Center back, left back, right back.
I know, we got a lot of defenders on this side of the field right now. A lot of defenders. Maybe it makes sense that we're talking Atletico. Welcome, Antonio. Yeah. Antonio, I have to apologize. Lauren and my Spanish, no bueno. So Mariano, luckily, is here. He's going to help us translate for everyone watching and for yourself. But I think the first thing we want to say is ask about El Cholo, Diego Simeone. When you play for a manager like that, how does he inspire you to do things that maybe no other coach could get you to do?
Primero, bienvenido, qué placer tenerte, Antonio, con nosotros, leyenda de Atlético. Pregunta Vince, cuando juegas para un entrenador como el Cholo Simeone, ¿qué te inspira de él? ¿Qué te convence para jugar como ha estado jugando el equipo?
Bueno, lo primero decir que el Cholo como entrenador era o es igual que como era de jugador. Él,
claro.
Era muy intenso, lo vivía todo al detalle, estaba en una camilla y tratándose y estaba viendo un partido de fútbol de tercera división de Argentina y ahora el entrenador lo que hace es incentivar al jugador a que sea todo un grupo, todos que estén unidos, aguerridos, comprometidos y al final lo bueno de eso es que no hay un líder dentro del campo solamente, hay muchos líderes y luego el líder de todos es el Cholo Simeone.
Well, he's saying that Cholo Simeone has been the same when he was a player and now as a coach. He was getting treatment and he was watching a third division game from Argentina when he was a player. So pretty much he's doing the same that he was doing when he was a player. Antonio played with Cholo Simeone. He's very specific in terms of details, right? And there's not just one leader on the field, but 11 leaders, and obviously Cholo Simeone is the first one. But his attention to detail is the key for what he's doing with Atletico de Madrid.
So the outcome for Atletico, it was 1-0. They held them. Going into this leg 2, what do they need to do differently?
Perdieron 1-0. Y ahora con esta desventaja, ¿cuál será el planteamiento que utilizará el Cholo para lo que viene?
Ahora mismo no lo sé, se lo tendría que haber preguntado al Cholo o a Coque, pero pienso que el Cholo tiene una idea clara. Si el planteamiento anterior fue ese, yo entiendo que en el estadio, en el Wanda, puede ser similar con algunas pequeñas variantes, pero es cierto que él tiene su filosofía de juego, su filosofía de trabajo, su filosofía de equipo y creo que va, evidentemente con cautela, pero esta vez sí que va a ir por el partido.
Well, he doesn't know it specifically. He said he would speak before coming here to the show to Cholo Simeone or Coque, but he believes that he's going to stick with the same. He has a philosophy. Obviously, playing at home in the Wanda Metropolitano, he will be more aggressive than what he did in England, but basically he will stick with what he knows, which is order, and then probably get something going forward. But he believes that it won't change much, but obviously they have to go get a goal. Perfecto, Antonio. Yo te quiero preguntar, primero, ¿qué significa? Tú jugaste con Cholo, pero ¿qué significa Cholo para el Atlético de Madrid como institución?
Bueno, pues Cholo ahora mismo yo creo que es el estandarte un poco de la afición sobre todo, ¿no? Conforme en los últimos 10 años que creo que lleva de entrenador, el Atlético de Madrid me parece que es el club que más ha crecido del mundo. Ha crecido el Cholo, ha crecido el Atlético de Madrid con un nuevo estadio, y además le ha dado títulos al equipo, le ha dado 2 finales de Champions que desgraciadamente no hemos podido ganar, pero el trabajo está ahí. Por eso cuando se habla de que si el Cholo es muy defensivo o otros equipos juegan mejor que el Atlético de Madrid, los aficionados en sí están muy contentos de que siga el Cholo, evidentemente. No sé si es el entrenador mejor pagado del mundo y los atléticos están encantados de que esté en el Atlético de Madrid. El dueño del Atlético de Madrid se lo paga encantado porque sí que es cierto que tanto club como Cholo, en este caso, han crecido muchísimo estos años.
Yeah, basically, Diego Simeone, I asked him what does Cholo Simeone means to Atletico, and the fans love him. The owner loves him. The results are there, and pretty much he's the face of the team. He changed the mentality. He changed the ways. Probably are not the prettiest, but he has the commitment from every single area of the club representing Atletico de Madrid. So that's why the fans are super happy with Atletico. He's one of the highest paid coaches in the world of soccer, and it's well earned because of what he's has brought to the team. Well, I don't know, guys, if you have another question for Antonio.
I mean, we're going to say gracias to Antonio, but I think you have a question for him about Champions League
Well,
that you want to ask?
Just the last one question, Antonio. La última pregunta. Who do you think is going to win the Champions League? ¿Quién crees que vaya a ganar la Liga de Campeones este año?
El Atlético de Madrid. Estamos
Great
vivos.
answer.
Guys, what did you expect? What else did you expect?
Estamos vivos, el resultado no es tan amplio. Yo de hecho iré a animar al equipo y yo estoy convencido de que este año tiene que ser ya.
La tercera es la vencida.
Eso es.
All right, perfecto. Well, he's saying that obviously Atletico de Madrid will be the champions of this Champions League edition. The third one will be the good one for Atletico de Madrid. Sadly, they couldn't win the last two, but he believes, and actually he's going to the game, right? So can you ask Cholo Simeone to put Joao Felix and Antoine Griezmann on top, please? I would love to see that. Le puedes decir al Cholo que si pone a Joao Felix y Antoine Griezmann ahí por detrás, me gustaría mucho verlos. Dice, Lauren agrees, Lauren está de acuerdo, ¿no? Antonio, un placer haberte tenido por acá.
Muchas gracias, el placer ha sido mío.
Gracias.
Gracias.
There you go.
Antonio, there he goes. It's, again, not every day that you have somebody with that much silverware, caps for Spain, World Cups. I mean, we're talking about his team. We have to bring him on. So that was great. But we do have that empty chair, and I don't want to do the rest of the show with an empty chair. So why don't you guys take a look at, we did our inaugural 110 football skills challenge. Why are you huffing?
What was that? What was that?
It was a trap challenge. Myself and Lauren were part of it. Mariano hasn't seen it yet, so he's going to watch it with you guys. Check out the first of many 110 football skills challenge right now. Welcome to the 110 football skills challenge. This week we're doing a trap challenge. I'm Vince. I'm the expert. This is Philly. He's the fan.
Big fan.
Is Lauren. She's the pro. Here's what we're doing today. Trap challenge. We are going to drop this ball from varying heights, and the fan, expert, pro are going to try to trap it within 2 touches. You get 3 tries to keep it in the circle. Each time you make the challenge, you go that little bit higher. And of course, we're using the fabulous Adidas 2022 World Cup ball for Qatar.
Yes.
No. What? No.
You're rocking the Indiana soccer shirt. Come
I
on.
should have worn my Indiana drinking shirt.
Yes. That was like 10 touches, so I don't know. I don't think that counts. Should we give it to him?
I mean, I gotta have a handicap because I practically play like a handicap.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes! Even idiots can be tough.
Let's do these skills.
Your drop is horrible. Oh, sure. Blame it on the drop, he says.
Come on, don't let us down.
Here we go. Once.
Yes.
All right.
Nailed it.
Good job, buddy.
Okay, you guys.
Done.
Good
I
job.
can't embarrass myself here. I'm nervous. Okay.
Thank you.
Oh.
All right.
That's how it's done.
You can't expect us to talk trash to a pro. That's...
Yes. Woo!
Oh! Okay, so
close.
that was legit solid.
That was actually, yeah, that was really good. Get on your toes, on your toes. Maybe that will help.
I don't.
Yes, yes!
Oh! I'm not gonna lie, the toes thing good. But at least the way he was doing it.
Yes, yes, yes!
Are we gonna give it to him?
We'll give it to him.
I mean, that's a lot of touches. We do
That
want to
was
get
a lot of
somebody to
touches.
scissors the lips.
That's fan appreciation right
Yeah,
there.
you know what?
No pressure.
Woo!
Done.
Okay, now
All right.
now there's pressure on. I gotta get one done now.
You got this. Come on, Boilermaker.
Let's go.
Old reference.
I mean,
One more.
The pro, we need to keep a strict 2 cups rule.
Okay.
that's fair. I need like a... Hey!
Didn't even need a second time.
Didn't even need a second touch.
Okay.
Look at that. Okay.
So-
okay.
Three, 2,
Let's go.
1.
Victory! I mean, goalkeepers really touch the ball, right? Goalkeepers aren't people.
Yes, touch. Yes, touch. Oh!
I actually like
I
that.
think I got your head.
All right.
Close.
We're gonna throw the balls back up to him.
Yes, yes, yes.
Dang it.
That's 2. Last try.
Yes. Yes.
Dang it. In reality, I shouldn't have even made it to this round. So the fact that I got to participate, I get what the fans would call a participation award. And I'm okay with that.
Yes.
Oh!
I think it counts.
That does
Yeah.
not count. literally went out.
All right, I got more tries.
One more.
All right.
Yes.
Oh! You just had to do that, didn't you? Just to rub some salt in the wound. But bravo.
I'm impressed. Now it's okay. Now it's down to the wire. Oh gosh, that was. You're right.
I think you were just gauging it there, right?
That's actually kind of hard to. Guys, I'm scared that I'm not gonna.
I mean, now I'm really sweating.
You won. Okay. High five to you. High five to you.
All right, the inaugural 110 skills challenge, the trap challenge, and the expert one.
You know what? I just didn't want to weird.
The thing that bothers me the most is we're going to be hearing about this 3 years from now at a happy hour when all of us have forgotten it but Vince.
Can I just point out that on watching that again, that one where you said it went out, I stopped it right on the line.
Okay, I'm gonna give.
So I got two.
Whatever. I'm gonna give credit where credit is due, and also I didn't want your ego to get bruised, so I let you win this one. You know, my depth perception was a little off, but okay, credit to you. But let's get back to talking soccer. All right.
I think it was
Chelsea-
rigged, honestly.
It was rigged.
But I don't want to say anything. I don't want to say anything because I wasn't present. But
Okay,
I don't know.
rematch. All right,
There'll
Chelsea.
be more challenges for you to get.
Chelsea, reigning champions, lose 3-1 to Real Madrid. Benzema, let's talk about this man. Another hat trick. Very impressive.
Oof. I mean, yes, Karim Benzema, right? But I'm a defender, so I have to see what's not working with the defenders. And honestly, I'm disappointed with Chelsea, Thomas Tuchel, backline, because you have Christensen, you have Thiago Silva. Those are experienced players. And if you have a forward like Karim Benzema, you have to be on top of him. Tons of spaces, tons of pockets for him to play, to feel comfortable. I mean, I'm not promoting violence, obviously, but be physical. Be physical against Karim Benzema or Vinicius. They didn't do it. And Real Madrid felt so comfortable, and they say, thank you very much. You know, we know how to play this game.
Yeah, I mean, it actually surprised me, Thomas Tuchel's tactical approach. This is kind of like in known circles, in professional circles, when there's one forward up top and you have three center backs, you're wasting an extra player, right?
Yes.
Because you've got 3-on-1. And also, you're usually going to get that center forward. He's not going to engage you. He's going to drop deep. He's going to play off the line, and he's going to make you guess where he's going. So, to your point, get physical. I'm surprised. Like, you guys are both defenders.
Yeah.
One forward, and just the approach that those three center backs took to Karim Benzema. And yes, he's the GOAT and he could finish.
Yeah.
But the approach was all off.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, you have to be physical with those type of caliber of players. You have to get in their head. And I mean, that's what you're taught when you go into the back line. You're taught these little things. Get your arm across the body. Make him know that you're there. And he just found those spaces. I mean, he's an incredible player, and he finished. And there were some worldies.
Yeah, but yes, I agree with that. But it wasn't just the back line. To me, the only one standing out from Chelsea was Kai Havertz. Other than that, they didn't create much. They were coming from a tough defeat against Brentford in Premier League. So I think mentally they weren't ready for that game, you know. And the fact that Thomas Tuchel said, "Oh, we're done," after the game, I was like, "Whoa, hold on a second. You still have to play one more game." I don't know if that's a message to change their mentality of their players, but to me, it doesn't look good. Something was off in this Chelsea team.
Yeah, I mean, that's interesting because one of the things that people forget in these ties is the first thing you got to go into thinking is it's not just this one game.
Yes.
We know that there's 3 hours of football that we're going to play. So I think maybe a little bit of that wore off on them even at halftime because that third goal, the way they gave up that third goal was just shocking. It's 2-1, you're still in this, and even if it ends 2-1, you feel really good about it, but then to give up the third goal the way they did,
Yeah.
not so good, and then yet not really many players up to the pace. Like Pulisic was...
He didn't perform, but, you know, talking about that third goal, I mean, that momentary lapse, you know, mentally, and, you know, and the goalie, Mendy, just, you know, messing up there, and it's not a good look.
It was, but it's Karim Benzema's effect. It's Karius, Donnarumma, now Mendy, and I forgot the name of the other goalkeeper. But he provokes that. You know, I don't know if he's smart. He sniffs it. I don't know.
No, he had to have sniffed it. What I watched on the replay, which was kind of cool, is he ran 40 yards. Like, and he was the only one pressing.
Yep.
Because Madrid not known for their pressing so much anymore, but he something. I don't know, just that he's like, I'm on 2 goals. I want my hat trick. There was something that just spurred him on because he really ran up to that. I mean, yes, it was given to him on the platter, but to run those 40 yards, he didn't need to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
9 Champions League goals, right? Is that what it is?
Yep.
Moving on up the list. All right, well, I want to move us on to what was probably the most surprising result of this week's quarterfinals. It was Villarreal defeating Bayern Munich 1-0. Unai Emery, another it wasn't. I'm not going to say this is an Unai Emery masterclass because it wasn't the way that we are used to seeing Villarreal when they kind of sit back and play on the counter. They took this game to Bayern. So what do we make of what we might see in the second leg if Villarreal can do this to them in the first leg?
It will be tough. A team like Bayern Munich is really hard to have 2 bad games. They might have one, but credit to Villarreal and Unai Emery. They took the game. They found a way to cut the circuits from Bayern Munich. They didn't work as a unit, as that German team that we all know. And it was cheap for them, honestly, because it was just 1-0, but Gerard Moreno had the chance to score 2 more goals, and it could have been 3-0, something different. But I don't know, I think Bayern Munich playing in Germany will be the normal team that we know.
This is how they do it. They lull you in. They're like, we're not that good, right? And it's like 5-0. Your countryman, Antonio Davies, returns.
Bonzo Davies,
4 months out of the game. And then he right back into a Champions League game.
Yeah, and I mean, he did well. He did well. I think, the key to Bayern's success is really getting him into the game, and he got down that flank like he's good at doing. He had some shots. So he had that slide tackle at the end that could have, had another goal. And so, this first game back, and I was impressed with what I see, but going into this next, they're going to be playing at home. It's going to be huge for them. So, but Villarreal, the hunger, the fire that they have right now after having this win, and they were just so fun to watch. I think they're a dark horse in this tournament. They were one of my most favorite teams to watch so far.
I can't believe I called Fonzie Antonio. It must have been the effect of Antonio Lopez being here. Another look back. He was so good on the show. He's just in my head. Benzema, incredible. Lewandowski, the former greatest striker of all time, a couple of weeks ago. Does he need to score? He needs to keep up with the Benz.
Yeah, he's a great striker. He's not only a finisher. He can play. He can link with his teammates. But like I said,
I'd say Karim can do that too.
Yeah, I agree with you. I will talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, I think Robert Lewandowski, you expect him to do a little bit more in this type of games, because in Bundesliga he scores 3, 2, 4 every weekend, right? But in these important games, you're expecting Lewandowski to score at least 1 to put his team again on the scoreboard in a tough game, because it wasn't an easy game for Bayern Munich, but that's when quality helps you, right?
Lauren, leg 2.
Predictions.
What's your prediction?
See, I want the dark horse to come out, so I'm saying they're going to go 2-1. 2-1.
2-1 who?
Villarreal.
No.
Yes.
Wow.
No, so
I know I shouldn't be going against Alfonso Davies, my Canadian.
Are you going to get a phone call?
Probably going to get a phone call. But
Canadian embassy is going to be like, you can't.
It's going to be a good game.
Canadian crime like this. We cannot have this.
I always like the underdog.
Well, the underdog it's a nice story, but I don't think Villarreal will
I know.
this year. I'm sorry. All right, guys, let's just move to the other big club. To me, one of the teams that is playing the best, alongside Bayern Munich, Liverpool, and Jurgen Klopp. They play Benfica, and the first half it looks super easy. Sadio Mane, Luisito Diaz, playing amazingly, and it looked to me that after the first 20-25 minutes, like, okay, Liverpool is gonna finish this one. What do you guys think?
It's never going to be easy against Liverpool, but you cannot give up that set piece goal that they did. That was the most routine corner. It was literally just sent to the back post, and Konate just jumped.
Yeah.
He didn't really have to out-jump anyone. He was just there. You know when you're playing against Liverpool, you're up against it. You cannot give that up, but I got to give credit to Liverpool. And I love the way that they play football, but more so, I love the way that they transition from defense to attack with their fullbacks able to launch one pass. And it just seems like, in this game especially, always had 3 attackers in that transition game, and they were always just ready to go. Klopp has them set up so that they do participate in the press, they counter press, but when they sit deep, he says you can cheat a little bit, and then it's just 3 guys off to the races, and that was incredible to watch. That aerial view, I could watch the aerial view of those attackers all day.
Look, you have to give credit to Nunez. I think he's a phenomenal player. But Liverpool, they are just so fun to watch. And I have to give credit to my defense, Alexander-Arnold. Let's be honest, some of those passes, the execution, the weight of the pass, that ball into Diaz, and then he also had where Salah almost scored a goal as well. I mean, let's give some credit to those passes.
Does Benfica even have a chance?
I don't think so.
I don't think so, to be honest.
They're getting caught behind too much. I think Liverpool is just too good.
What's interesting is that Benfica team does have a couple players.
Yeah,
they're a little past their prime though.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's going to be hard. The only chance that I can see for Benfica is if Liverpool doesn't win against Man City in Premier League and things get a little bit complicated, and then Klopp has to make decisions. So, okay, which one will be my starting 11? And that might be an open for Benfica, but I see Liverpool advancing.
I mean, Liverpool now looks like after Bayern slips just that little bit, it seems like Liverpool is the strongest team in this competition.
We'll see.
With just so many weapons, and like I said, the way they transition from defense to attack with your fullbacks. A lot of fullback talk on this show.
I'm sorry.
They
just don't get enough love.
I guess.
I give it to them.
That's what we get for bringing on two fullbacks on this show.
I feel that, guys. And there are a lot of things to have opinions about in soccer. Sometimes we find ourselves in an island, though. So we keep those thoughts to ourselves, even though we firmly believe in them. Well, this next segment is about getting those opinions off our chest. And it is time for a new segment called Football Confessions. Are you ready, guys?
Are you guys ready?
I don't know. I don't know if
You're
I'm ready.
You're going to give your deepest, darkest secrets out here.
I don't know. Some stays should stay in the locker room. Some things
Since I'm always around and I want you guys to come back, I'll kick us off so that it'll make you feel a little more comfortable.
All right.
Here's my football confession. Abolish transfer fees. Yeah, that's right.
What?
Your favorite time of year, the transfer window or Sky Sports News 24-hour coverage of the transfer, it's over. No more of that. There's a couple reasons. One, agents are the ones capitalizing on most of these fees, and it's gotten out of control. It's bad for soccer. But my other reason is this. I'm just a little sick of players being considered commodities, like you pull them off the shelf. I feel like these transfer fees, when you hear someone is worth $100 million, I feel like some of that goes into the way that we treat those players. So I think I could kill two birds with one stone. Again, I know you're going to miss the transfer window because it's a lot of fun to talk about, hey, who's going to go to my team, who's leaving my team. But I won't miss people talking about players that are garbage and don't deserve what they're worth and how much they have to go. And also, maybe those agents' fees cut down a little bit. Money should go to the players.
Well, yes and no. If it doesn't go to the player and it's not going to the agent, who's keeping that money?
Maybe it should go into youth development. Maybe it should go into some other. I mean, look, it's not like there's a.
Yeah, that's a good one as well.
And women's soccer.
Women's soccer.
Put it into. Yeah.
There's no lack of funds actually in football. There's plenty of money really kind of to go around. But to your point, we need to invest it properly. And unfortunately, we're just putting it in the pocket of very few, which is why we're getting things like the Super League at times too.
I think that's a great option that they have. As an agent, if you are making whatever percentage, you have to donate whatever amount to women's soccer or to something about soccer that you're actually helping the game, not just taking advantage of the game. I'm not saying that all agents are bad, but I agree with you. And actually talking about that, it's time for my confession. And romanticism is gone, and obviously agents has to do a lot of that, fans as well, owners as well, and some players. Soccer, when they say, okay, you have to love the crest, you have to love the team. I don't think that's happening anymore nowadays in soccer, because when you have a player that is giving everything on the field and then after one irregular season they say, you know what, we don't want you anymore. You have to go to a team that you don't even want to go. Then where's the love? Where is all that effort and sweat that you put into defending whatever crest? And the fans as well, right? When you're in the top of your game, they're loving you, they're cheering at you, but when you miss one or two chances, they want you out of the club. And I think everything is promoted because we want results, not today, we want results yesterday, right? We want our team to win, we're getting the new jersey, we are just living the game so quick and fast that romanticism is gone from the game. Guys, slow down, go back, love your team, love your local team, love your local leagues, and love your local players, because that's the only way soccer or football will remain as one of the top sports. Was I emotional a lot? Or?
You're getting.
I don't even think I would add anything to that. I don't know. That was good. It was good.
My question to you is this: do you feel like it's kind of everywhere though?
It is.
Like it's not just football. I feel like it's most sports. It's definitely politics these days.
It is. It is.
That's
of
a lot
course.
of the world.
Speed of the
The
game.
instant gratification has killed romance.
Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm almost crying. But
No, I like it. Okay, so my confession is talking about the World Cup every 2 years. You know, everyone's been talking about it. FIFA wants.
You're for it.
Definitely not for it. I think the fans are for it. I think it's too much soccer. As us as players, it's just too much, and I think it devalues like how incredible the World Cup is just to be there. But like playing at that level at the World Cup is like, it's everything to a player, right? And so I think not even just physically, it's draining, but mentally. I think people don't realize the toll it takes on you mentally to prepare for something of that magnitude. I think that, you know, FIFA just wants to, they're kind of jealous of the Champions League because it's making so much money every year. And that's probably maybe the reason why they want to do it. But I say no way, Jose, but I don't know about you guys.
Too much football.
Too much. There's just too many competitions.
I would comment, and I think you would comment too, but she's the only one that's played in a World Cup, so I guess we can't.
I was pretty close.
You were close. You were much closer than I was.
Pretty close.
You were much closer than I was. But
2 times.
I would say this. I think the one big thing fans aren't going to like about your confession is they just want to see their stars more and more. But for both of you, you guys can talk about this. When you hear Lionel Messi is playing 65 high leverage games a season, is that even really possible on your guys' bodies? I mean, really.
It's not, and I will attest to this for the fact that I blew out my ACL due to the fact of overplaying, overtraining. We were doing just too much, and we never had a break. And you know, even our coach was just like, you know, it was just too much for you guys. So you know, I just think when you're playing, you know, at the World Cup, and then you're also playing for a top club, it's a lot on the body. But mentally, we always forget about the mental side of the game, which is the most important. These players are away from their families, etc. So it's just a lot.
I agree. No, I agree. I think the most important thing is the mental aspect of the game, because we're all expecting these type of players to perform in every single game. If it's a friendly, if it's an official game, we want Messi to score 3 or 4 goals, and if he doesn't score a goal, the next day the newspapers, the internet is all Messi. It's old. He
Run him
can't
back
play
out there
anymore.
again. I want to see it again.
So I mean, it's crazy the amount of pressure. So now imagine going to your house, and if you have kids, the kids going to school and telling them, oh, your dad doesn't play good anymore. So all that adds up, not just to the physical part, but to the mental part. And in the end, it's really tough. I mean, a lot of fans say, okay, you guys can complain. You make a lot of money. You're traveling. It's a great, etc. Yeah, but there's another side that is not that easy. Yeah. But I think we're aligned. You know, the agents, a lot of games, romanticism. I think we're going in the right direction. And talking about the right direction, guys, I want to talk about Concacaf Champions League because my former team, Pumas, it's amazing.
This is where you're going to get emotional.
Of course, I'm going to get emotional. Because they play amazing against Cruz Azul, and I see my team, Pumas, going straight to the final. They have to play the second leg as well. But it's a team that wasn't expected to be in this stage at this moment, and they're doing pretty good with a tight roster. What do you guys think?
Well, how much are they going to regret letting Cruz Azul back into the game? And Cruz Azul almost tied it up. Late, it almost was 2-2. Danilo he's a talent, although that one goal really kind of bumped that ball in.
It is. It counts the same. Yeah. No, I mean, I agree with you. I think Pumas was amazing in the first half. Then in the second half, the substitutions didn't help Pumas a lot. And I'm not saying they're not good players, but obviously the quality, when you compare Cruz Azul and Pumas, it's completely different. Cruz Azul made some changes, and the game changed for them in a positive way. And for Pumas, it was kind of hard. Even with that, I see Pumas advancing.
Did they think job done?
Yeah.
And that's are they looking ahead to Liga MX? They were like, job done. Let's make some substitutions. Because like you said, their squad's a little smaller than Cruz Azul.
It is. No, it's super tight. And actually, I heard the coach, and he said, well, a couple of players said we can't anymore, so we need a sub. So it's not that they were doing any tactical. It was more the physical aspect.
Too many games.
No, exactly. Yep. But I just want to say, pose 2 questions to you. Obviously, Cruz, they scored first, but it's called offside. That could have changed the dynamic of the game completely. Yes. But now they're going into a home game, correct? And so So what do you think that's gonna be like, especially for your Pumas?
Well, I think it's not going to be a big difference because Pumas feels comfortable playing at that stadium. It's in the same city, so a lot of Pumas fans can go.
Is that where the comeback happened?
It was the other way around. They lost 4-0 at Azteca Stadium, and then they went to Ciudad Universitaria and they beat Cruz Azul 4-0, and Pumas advanced to the playoffs. So we're going to have a mental edge over Cruz Azul when we face them in playoffs. But Cruz Azul it's a powerhouse, honestly. But I believe that with the mental aspect, the effort and the team unit, I think Pumas can cope with the next 90 minutes and advance to the final. It won't be easy though.
No,
it won't be easy.
Definitely
That's
won't
for
be.
sure.
From one side of the bracket where there was 2 Liga MX teams, we go to the other side and there's 2 MLS teams. Seattle defeats NYCFC 3-1 in Seattle, and all I've got to say is, wow, that Seattle team looks good. Like we talked about it a little bit earlier this week. I'm an LAFC fan. They're playing the best football in all of MLS right now.
I mean, they are in such great form. I mean, Jordan Morris, Ladero, Runsek, Rui Diaz, one of my favorite players ever. I love watching him play, but I was very impressed watching this game with Seattle. NYCFC just couldn't get into the game. They did get a goal in the 27th minute, but Seattle just pounced on them.
Do you think is the experience that they have and that they feel that, okay, we know what's going to happen, and New York City it's new to these, even though they have players with experience at South America level. This is different, But you see Lodero, you see Jordan Morris, like they belong to that stage, and I see a Seattle team managing every aspect of the game, and we talk about this. They know when to pull the cables to play at the right moment, at the right time, depending on where they're playing.
That's what I was going to say. It's the quality. It's these guys have, even the guys that haven't been there long, like the Kellen Rose, they just blend into Seattle. They know exactly what they need. That's why they're able to bring up academy kids at 16, 17 years old, guys you've never even heard of, drop them into a Champions League game in Leon per se, and they're able to play well. But yeah, it's the ability to say, okay, in this moment, let's press. In this moment, let's drop back. In this moment, let's go long. And then in this moment, let's combine. But really, and he didn't score, but it's all about João Paulo. He was, incredible in that game. He controls the tempo. He controls the way that they press defensively. He's in, I think Max said this, when you're watching a Seattle game, Bredos goes, every time you see the ball, João Paulo's somewhere in the frame. Like, he's never out of the frame, and that's on offense or defense. So if I'm NYCFC, and look, they're going to have the home leg, but they won't be at home.
Yeah, Red Bull.
They're going to be at Red Bull Arena. They got to feel like they're in trouble going home, and MLS has to think, maybe we want Seattle to go through because this is going to be a rare opportunity. No offense to your Pumas.
No.
But this is a
totally
rare
agree.
opportunity for whoever gets in from this side of the bracket.
Yeah.
Would have been like 16 seasons since an MLS team or something?
No MLS team has ever won it in this format.
Oh, okay.
Ever. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. But a question: if Pumas and Seattle advance, who will be hosting the final game?
I believe Pumas.
I think it will go. And I think that's a key factor.
Yes.
I think that's a key factor. And actually, I want to go back to the chat because that one. Yes, I can see from here. Can you?
The tight squad is what we'll do. Pumas
pregúntale a Trujillo. He wrote it in Spanish. Pregúntale a Trujillo quién va a ganar la Concacaf Champions y cómo ve a Seattle como posible rival. So he's talking about Seattle moving forward to the final and maybe advancing to face Pumas in the final. I think Seattle has a lot of experience. They went to Leon and played very well, a defensive style at times, but it worked well for them. The fact that they're going to play the first game in Seattle, it's a huge advantage for them. So they have to score the same amount of goals, 3, 2, 4, even more if they want to go back to Mexico City and get that result. If they beat Pumas, if this is a final, obviously I'm being respectful, but if Pumas and Seattle are in the final, and if Seattle doesn't get a good advantage in Seattle, I think Pumas can win the final in Mexico City.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with you, and I think they learned that lesson too. That's why against Leon, they were like, let's really jump on them. They got that 3-0, and they knew at 2-0 wasn't going to be enough because they felt like they really got to beat these teams because, like you said, there's still that stigma. MLS teams, although I think Seattle, with the way that they played in Leon, yes, they only got a draw. They didn't win there, but they played like winners
of course.
in Leon. And I think the stigma remains, and so that's and to your point about NYCFC having something in their head about this, I think that's why if you're an MLS, you want Seattle. Like they've done the things that a champion in this.
What is it?
Jennifer.
Sorry, Jen. They ain't in it.
Not a good team. Not a good team, Jen. Not a good team, Jen.
Yeah, we're talking about different.
Only Concacaf Champions League teams, please.
We're talking about different Mexico City teams here, Jen. If we could.
Yes, but send us your questions in the chat if you guys have any more.
Yes, Jen. Do you have any questions about Pumas? I know you'd like to let them know.
Thanks, Jen. Thanks,
Lauren
girl.
is killing it. But to Lauren's point, now it's time for questions. So if you have any questions. Mariano just brought up the one who is it that had it? Kid DG123. Thank you for the question.
Kid DG. There you go.
Kid DG123. So while we wait for some questions, let me flip it. Let's say it's NYCFC Cruz Azul. They pull it out. Who would you give the slight advantage to?
That would be an even game, I think. It's just Cruz Azul has so many talent, so many tools and options. The off-the-field situations, the front office is struggling. The coach doesn't like the sporting director. I think there are a lot of things off the field that are affecting Cruz Azul. But I know the coach, I know the coaching staff, some of the players, and they are committed to win again. You know, it was 26 years or a little bit more since they won Liga MX, and now that they finally got it, they want to continue with that. Streak of winning championships. So I don't know. That would be a tough one, actually. That would be a tough one because I see New York City FC actually because of the players they have playing good against Cruz Azul. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. I still believe that Pumas and Seattle will advance.
Yeah.
All right, we've got a question back from our man Kid DG123. Will LAFC re-sign Carlos Vela? And if not, where would he go? You were at training.
I was.
Mariano joined us straight from LAFC training. Did you see the man, the myth, the legend?
I did.
Walking around?
I did.
Did you get a chance to say hello to him?
I
and what are your
did say
thoughts?
hello. I was watching him and the whole team practicing. They look sharp and ready for this weekend. It's kind of hard. You were a player. When you have your contract going on in your head, it's kind of hard to focus on what is happening on the field and to perform at your best. I think that's kind of hard, and they have to solve that right away if they want the best version of Carlos Vela.
Mm-hmm. Did you have any years where it was just hanging over you?
It's not really like in the women's game. Obviously, it's advanced a lot more since when I was playing. If credit to my age there, but we didn't really have those kind of thoughts in our head that much. But everything that you're saying, I agree with. And Vela, he's just, I would love for them to re-sign him. Mm-hmm. I mean, I love watching him play, and he's a lefty, and I love lefties.
Oh well, I'm on record as saying this: they have to, almost regardless of.
They have to. Why?
Because he is your star player, your number one, your first big signing from Europe, especially from Europe. This is especially important. From Europe, you have to make that star whole and continue to show that, hey, look, we support you. Yes, you've had some injuries, but this is how we treat star players here at LAFC. We are a new club. We are a brand new club. We have to set a tone. We have to set a precedent. So I think you've got to set the culture, even if you're wondering, ooh, can he really get back to his best? Which, look, he still looks incredible. In that Orlando game, didn't do much, and then one ball over the top to Chicho, right across the Brian. And he can still do special things. But more for me, it's about setting that tone because players talk. And, And when they do, and when players go, yeah, LA sounds great, but how will they treat me? And Carlos goes, look, my contract was winding down. Mm-hmm. They took good care of me. I think that will go a long way.
And that's we were talking about that in the confessions, right? Mm-hmm. When they believe the teams that you are still a good player, yeah, they hug you, they take care of you. But when they see, you know what, we should go in a different direction. That's gonna happen eventually. But I think it should happen in a different fashion. I totally agree with you. I think Vela is still a good player.
Well, this weekend, Clasico. Oh. What are your predictions?
I hate predicting this.
I know, but we got some good questions up here. I had to ask that question.
Because anytime I'm like, well, and if I get super analytical about it, I'm like, look, this is the way the Galaxy are playing, this is the way LAFC are playing. If this happens and this happens, then this will happen, and I always get it wrong. So, okay, let me just go.
So you're going to do it with your heart or with your brain? There you go.
That's a good question right there.
I'm just going to fire something out there.
Okay.
3-2 LAFC.
Ooh.
With Vela and Chicharito both scoring.
Okay.
I could get behind that.
Yes?
Yeah.
I don't expect much goals, actually. Because LAFC has changed a little bit. They're not that open team that goes
I'll tell you,
fast.
the Galaxy's defense hasn't.
I mean, they're struggling as well, but I see a 2-1 LA Galaxy.
Okay. You asked the question, you just got to answer it.
No, I think I agree. I do agree. I don't see that many goals. I haven't been watching, to be honest, much of the Galaxy. I'm so sorry. I've been watching a little bit more LAFC, and I think they're going to come out on top. And yeah, I think 2-1. I think that actually, you know what? I think I'm going to side with you on this one. Sorry, I mean, I think the 3-2. Obviously,
defenders,
as a fan,
center back, right back, so we understand each other. Sorry.
Look, all I know is this: expect the unexpected. So I'm going to guess
there you
all of
go.
us
you
are
never
gonna
know with the Classico.
It'll be 1-0 or something like that. But it's time to move on to stoppage time. Stoppage time is our chance to basically just rant about whatever is off the top of our head. And because it's her debut, you're going to go to Lauren first.
Okay.
She's going to lead us off in stoppage time. So
Why,
what's your
thank
stoppage
you.
time topic?
Okay, so my stoppage time topic is FIFA needs to stop tinkering with the stoppage time. So
Talking stoppage time.
Okay, wait.
That's a great debut.
Yes. So let's talk about this. Okay, so there's going to be trials that are going to be underway in the Portuguese Federation where they're going to go to 60 minutes, and they're only going to be running the clock when the ball is in play. And then FIFA was also tinkering with the idea that I just read yesterday about 100-minute games to stop time wasting. Honestly, no matter how much time you give in a game, there's going to be time wasting. It's part of the game, and you're always going to find a new way to time waste. I mean, that's just strategy. I would like to hear what you guys have, what you think is going to happen. I'd say don't mess with the good thing, though.
I agree with you. I hate trying to fix it because, like you said, you players are very good at gaming the system one way or the other. So I like
Sometimes.
it. I don't mind the way it is. Maybe. I mean, the 100 minutes. I think I'm more on board with because, like, yes, if you want 10 minutes of stoppage time because there really was 10 minutes worth, fine. More football though, unfortunately, for going against your other topic. But I genuinely agree with you. I think they'll find a way to game even the 60 minutes.
I just want more effective playing time.
Yes.
That's what I really want. So instead of adding minutes, instead of changing the game, find ways to play effective minutes. You know, because yes, I understand that's a strategy, and especially in South America, in Argentina, in Uruguay, they teach you this when you're young. Okay, you're winning 1-0. You know, waste a little bit of time, kick the ball over there, and okay, that should change. I believe that should change, right? But if we find a way to put in the player's brain not to waste time and to play more effective. If the solution is okay, if you're wasting time, I'm stopping the clock, and I'll show it to the player. It's like, okay, as soon as you start, this clock is going to run. Probably that will be a solution, but I agree that FIFA is trying to change a lot of things, and the game is perfect as it is. Guys, don't move it.
Do you know what's the worst? And I hammer on goalkeepers a lot on this show is you catch the ball and they're standing completely up and then they fall down. And they do it so like it's not even an act anymore. They're just like, oh, yep, and now I'm on the ground, I'll get up, I'll take time. It's worse. Yeah. That's what you got to get rid of.
Yeah.
My stoppage time topic is something that was reported by Sky Sports News today. Alexander Schifrin and UEFA are meeting, and they're discussing adding 2 Champions League places for historic performance. What does that mean? I don't even know what that means. Every year, I mean, look, we're talking about the Super League because most of these teams are always getting in anyways. Yes, from time to time you're going to miss out on maybe a Juventus, a Manchester United, who's in trouble, maybe a Barcelona, but they seem like they're going to be fine now. Maybe an Arsenal, but 2 teams, and who's picking this criteria? Like, is Nottingham Forest?
PSG and City.
Well, Nottingham Forest won back-to-back European Cups, 79 to 80. They're in the second division. They're in the championship. Do they get pulled up in? Because historically, they've won more Champions League
Nottingham
than a lot
Forest.
of
Nottingham
teams.
Forest, they won the Champions League at one point.
Yep, back-to-back.
Oh, back-to-back. No, yeah, you're right. Well, I mean, if that's the case, it will be only Real Madrid and then who else? Liverpool or Bayern Munich, if they want to do that.
But they'll already be in.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's like, how far are we gonna have to find these teams?
I don't think. To me, that doesn't make any sense, honestly.
It sounds like a bone. It sounds like throwing a bone to Super League teams, which don't do that.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's a good idea, honestly. Earn it. Earn it. I like the idea of the Superliga, but if it's not happening, then earn it. All right, guys. I want to talk about my man Karim Benzema in my stoppage time. Yeah, we talked a little bit about what he did against Chelsea, but I want to give credit to Karim Benzema because he was under the shadow of the big Cristiano Ronaldo, CR7. Even Cristiano Ronaldo said, you know what, I understand Karim Benzema perfectly. It's the perfect compliment for me. But right now, the face of the team, the most winning team in Europe is Karim Benzema. He's delivering. So he finally is getting the credit that he deserves. He wasn't in the national team for some other reasons, but now he's back to the national team. France is even better. So to me, going back to your point earlier in the game, Beans, Karim Benzema is way better than Robert Lewandowski. Karim Benzema should win a Ballon d'Or at the best award. And he's not getting younger, but hopefully they can bring more players to Real Madrid to give Karim Benzema another chance to win more trophies and silverware for him. Because to me, he is the best number 9 in the world.
No, I agree with you. I think when you ask a lot of people who your top 5 are, a lot of people don't say Benzema, and I don't understand why. I am excited to see him this World Cup for France.
Well, he won't be playing in the World Cup, but how easily we forget. Mo Salah has been the best player for a very long time throughout the season. So are you giving, off of the back of this performance, Karim Benzema the Ballon d'Or over Mo Salah? Or to me, it still feels very much Mo Salah's to lose.
Well, look, I think it's an individual award, right? And I think Mo Salah's is because he's with Liverpool. I'm not sure if Karim Benzema being at Liverpool could have scored more goals because they produce a lot more opportunities. He has to do a lot in Real Madrid right now. So yes, I will put Karim Benzema on top of Mo Salah just because I love the way he plays the game. Mo Salah, I'm not saying that Mo Salah is bad, but he gets the ball and dribble. He's fast, he is strong. Karim Benzema is so smart. Sometimes he's fast, sometimes he dribble, sometimes he is check in to combine with his teammates. He reads the game like any other number 9.
Nope, give me.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
I love the dribbling. I love the dribbling. All right, that's gonna wrap it for our show. But the soccer coverage continues. Wow. Yeah, it goes that quick. It continues Saturday in Carson, California, with El Tráfico. LAFC visit the LA Galaxy to resume their rivalry. 110 Football will be there. Join myself and Jessica Black on location before and after the game, live to discuss this huge match. Next Monday, we're back with LAFC 360 and the Expansion Mansion, per usual, and you can catch every 110 Football show in an audio-only fashion by searching 110 Football in your podcast app of choice. Thank you to my panel today, and thank you to our special guest, Antonio Lopez. But before we go, Lauren Sesselmann, you are going to be on a new show that we are having.
New show, Angels Wear Boots, coming April 28th, 1 p.m. Pacific time, 110 YouTube channel. You guys, be there or be square. It's going to be awesome. I'm so excited just to talk women's football. So this is like the only show I've pretty much seen where we're going to be talking about just women's football.
I'll be tuning in, for sure.
We will be tuning in, and of course, Lauren will be there. But great debut.
Thanks, guys.
Awesome.
I hope you had fun today.
I had so much fun.
All right, well, Mariano.
Thank you.
I hope you'll be back soon, too, as well. We can't wait for Angels Wear Boots, and you guys have been great, as always. We will see you on Saturday for El Tráfico. Clásico Angelino.